gonna do the little countdown. What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Today we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about the game leading up to the game. I have a guest that's going to join me in the commentary. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the show.
My name Q
You can go ahead
Nitty
and
from the D313.
Okay, Q Nitty, welcome to the show again. Okay, man, look, we got an interesting matchup. Here we go again with these Baltimore Ravens, man. Last year, they jumped out on us 38-6 was the final score. We had no answer for what they were doing with us, Q. We could not stop their running attack. We could not stop their passing attack. We had no answers for what they were doing. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinion on what you think this year's matchup is going to be about tonight.
One thing is
Before we get off
healthy.
into the questions, go ahead.
Yeah, we healthy right now this year, so I believe that it's going to be a better game today. Tonight's going to be a better game. We got all our players, and we want some get back for that ass whooping they gave us last year. So we want some get back.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you this question, Q. We was healthy last year when we played them. I believe we was 5-2. They were 5-1. So what do you mean like healthy? When you mean healthy, because we were healthy when we played them. This was not the Lions that we saw, at the end of the year. When we played them, we were coming into this game 100% fully healthy. Your boy was out there who broke his leg last year. What's his name? I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Wow, give me a second. But no, we were 100% healthy. There was no injuries. That was a main concern during that game, Q. And I want to talk about this. I'll let you answer that question, before we jump off into that. We were 100% healthy. There were no injuries. So give me your thoughts on that, because we was not injured. Your boy, I can't believe I can't think of his name, Q, that broke his leg last year. I'm about to pull up rosters from last year, but he's out there again. He was out there last year when we played. So we had a full roster. So give me your opinion, your thoughts on that. We were healthy, Q. Aiden Hutchinson, he was out there.
Man.
So that's who I couldn't think about. So he was out there last year when we played them. So, give me your thoughts, man. What is going to change from this year to last year, because we were healthy last year when we played them, and we're going to be 100% healthy again this year. So what's your thought, man? Because they jumped out on us 38-6. We scored one touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of guys still out. Aiden Hutchinson, he was out there. See, I'm having difficulties
now.
We were
100% healthy. Go ahead. So I'm gonna let you elaborate.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do some things. I done messed up. We got to start over.
Go ahead.
I
We
had
good.
to move.
We good.
Okay.
So right. All right. Well, I'm asking you this question again. You said we was a little injured, but at that time when we played them last year, Q, we were not injured. We was 100% healthy. So we coming into this game 100% healthy, like how we played them last year. So give me your thoughts on how we're going to match up and approach them. In tonight's game.
We're gonna match up good. We got some new bodies and new faces, and we gonna be ready to roll. Our linebackers healthy. Our D line a little beat up. Playing against Lamar Jackson and the boys, it's gonna be a tough task.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be definitely tough, man. And I'll get back to what we were saying. Look, both teams are 100% healthy. There's no excuses. Even when we played them, last year we were healthy. They've had our card the last 3 years. We cannot. I believe Jared Goff has not been able to beat Lamar Jackson the last 3 years since we've played and matched up against them. We gave up 5 sacks to them last year. Give me your opinion. Give me your thoughts on, what are we going to do different? Because if the Lions can protect Jared Goff tonight, we're going to be, we're going to be in tune for a shootout. If we can protect him, if we can't protect him, it's probably going to be more like how the game was last year, Q. But if we can protect him, it's going to be a pretty good game, man. Because we're on the road. Which we're a pretty good road team. So give me your thoughts. Give me your matchup thoughts on, how we will fare up against them this year on the road.
Well, like you said, dude, we got that line got to play better. Uh, we gotta be in championship mode. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be focused, ready to roll, pick up the blitzes. But the Baltimore Ravens is without one of their top pass rushers this game. He out with
And
an
who is
injury.
that?
I can't remember his name, but he's out. I heard that today on the radio, 97.1.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely look that up. Before we start the game up. So I need for you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're gonna be here all night. We're gonna this is the pregame commentary, and we're also gonna be doing full game commentary. But yeah, Q, we gave up 5 sacks to Baltimore last year. What do you think will be the difference? Do you think Baltimore will be able to come in and have the success that they had last year, with the 5 sacks? Or do you think Detroit will be able to rebound and be able to hold to be able to keep Jared Goff upright, I should say?
Yeah, we're gonna keep them upright. We know that. They know they gotta do that for us to be able to win. Lions know they gotta keep that man protected, you know, and that's what's gonna go down. And, you know, like I say, our head coach, you know, he done told the team, hey, look here, they put an ass whooping on us last year. We ain't going out like that. It's gonna be a good game, D.
Yeah, and like I said last year, man, they definitely put an ass whooping on us. We had no answers. And I'm gonna be honest, Q, coming into this year, first game of the season against Green Bay, their quarterback Jordan Love, he tore our middle up, and going back to the Baltimore Ravens quarterback, he tends to tear us up over the middle. So give us your predictions. How will we change up this middle, Q? Because coming in, besides the game that we had last week, our defense somewhat pretty tightened up. But this is a whole different matchup. Last year, he tore our middle up, man. We had no answers for what he threw over the middle, and it showed in the first game against Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love was throwing over that middle. We had no answers, for the zone or for when we threw blitzes. So my question to you is, how will we be able to defend him from running the ball and then just him, just throwing over the middle, destroying our secondary?
Well, somebody got to be spying Lamar Jackson. You got to keep 8 guys in the box for Derrick Henry. So you got to kind of like get in his face. We got to get some pressure on him to be able to force him to make bad passes. We got to play some good ass defense, man. That's all I can say. I
Yeah,
don't know
man,
what
because
they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know if they want to zone him. I don't know if they want to spy him.
see,
You
and
know,
this is my thing, Q. We can't zone him because if we zone him, he gonna pick our middle apart. We got to be able to spy him and blitz him like every 2 to 3 we got to be able to blitz him every really second and third down, to be able to put pressure on him, man. Because if not, we seen what happened last year, man. He had all day to be able to stand in the pocket and to be able to look at his second and third picks, going downfield, man. So we have to be able to put pressure on him. Aiden Hutchinson have to come. Our linebacker core, they're going to have to be on their A game tonight. In our secondary, Kirby Joseph, Branch, they're going to have to be on their A game, man, because every time we face up against Baltimore, they always have success throwing the ball over the middle. And I want to talk about Baltimore's tight end for a second. They've been having success, with their tight end this year, and that's where we seem to hurt. That's why secondary seems to not be able to, handle Baltimore when they're successful. And then let's talk about not just their tight end, Zay Flowers. He's been having, a spectacular, he's coming off of a spectacular year from last year and already having a great year. So let's talk about that, Q. Let's talk about the tight end matchups that trouble that our secondary have, and let's talk about Zay Flowers, man, the matchup troubles that we have. Branch, more than likely it'll probably be Branch locked in on Zay Flowers, but the thing is, man, we're going to have to, keep that safety, over the top to double on him. So give me your thoughts and your opinions on these tight end troubles and Zay Flower troubles that we're going to be having, in the secondary.
Well, Andrews, which is tight end for Baltimore, he deadly, and then, and then Flowers got that speed on the outside. So, you got to pick your poison. You're going to stop the run or the pass. And they got to figure that out. And Baltimore, man, we got to play some damn defense.
Yeah, you hit it right on the nose, man. It's pretty much like, we're facing offense pretty much like the offense that we got. It's pretty much like pick your poison. You're going to try to key in on the running game, or key in on the passing game. And Baltimore has a third definition to their passing game. Lamarcus Jackson, he can take off running. If he don't see any receivers open, he has the legs to be able to, to spread the field and open up, that middle with his legs, Q. So, and that's the difference that, that our defense was seeing last year and is going to see this year. So give everybody your thoughts, on what the linebacker group is going to have to do, because we have a great linebacker crew, middle linebacker, Jack Campbell. We have Aniloni and what's the other linebacker we got over there on the other end? Give me a second. Let me look at the roster.
Last name Burns.
Yeah, we got Derek Barnes on the other end. So we have a great linebacking crew, man, that should be able to get out there and defend. It's just we're going to have to keep somebody to be able to spy Lamar Jackson, man, when he take off running. That's what's been killing us, bro. We pretty much can shut Derrick Henry down. It's just when Lamar Jackson takes off and run. How can we defend that, Q?
Well, we got to have the defensive ends got to stay home. They got to stay home, not break the pocket, but kind of like closing in. If you understand, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I get it. Like, yeah, we got it like not all the way rush in, but keep him composed to that middle, so the linebackers can keep him contained.
Right, so they can see and react. But
right,
and man, we got to mix it up on him. Got to mix it up on him.
And my thing, man, Q, I'm gonna be honest. We have to listen. We're gonna have to put a lot of pressure on him. That means we're gonna have to do a lot of blitzes. So that means we're our second. That's gonna put a lot of pressure, on our secondary. We got Big Ken coming to the show. I'm getting ready to bring him in. But yeah, Q, that's gonna bring a lot of pressure to our secondary. What's going on, Big Ken?
What's going on, man? My bad.
No, you are good, man. We were just talking about the pressure that our defense is going to have, trying to, key in on trying to stop the running game with Derrick Henry, and then trying to stop, the running game with Lamar Jackson being able to take off and run. Give me, just like I was asking Q, give me your opinions, give me your thoughts, on tonight's game, on how do you think the Lions are going to be able to match up, against that running threat that Baltimore is going to bring tonight.
I mean, our secondary gonna have to step up. That's normally who do it for us. Hopefully Hutchinson, he come with what we think everything we need him to come with, because we need our defense to be there. But I think long as our offensive line blocking for Goff like they did last week, we probably gonna outscore them in points.
Yes, and just like I was telling Q, man, listen. Our offensive line gave up 5 sacks last year, to the Baltimore Ravens. So how will we be able to keep Jared Goff upright? Because if we able to keep him upright, it's going to be a shootout. And that's the difference. In tonight's game is just being able to protect and keep Jared Goff upright.
So they bringing in Muhammad for Davenport, right?
Right.
I believe so. Is that who you were talking about, Q?
No, that was Baltimore's defensive end that's hurt. But
Okay.
our defensive end is hurt too. Davenport's out to get too.
So I believe they're gonna bring in Muhammad to replace Davenport, and Muhammad is good. I think we're gonna be solid.
Okay, so yeah, and basically, like I was saying, man, listen, they jumped out on us. The final score last year was 38-6. We scored 1 touchdown, mixed extra point. They were able to jump out on us, early, and we had no answers for their running attack. For what Lamar Jackson was able to do. And like I told Q, Q originally said that we was a little injury prone, but when we played them, we was 100% healthy at that time. We were 5-2 and they were 5-1, coming into that game last year. So Big Ken, my question to you is, will we be able
5-2?
Yeah, we were 5-2 when we played them last year. And they were 5-1. We gave up 5. Jared Goff sacked 5 times.
Okay.
So my question to you is, can the Lions protect Jared Goff, tonight, in tonight's game?
Oh, ain't no question about it. What I was finna say, if Jared Goff damn near passed for 500 yards passing, if his line blocked for him like they did last week, I got the Lions by 10.
Yeah, and that's the whole question that I was saying to Q. If the Lions offensive line can keep Jared Goff upright, it's gonna set this game up for a shootout. It's gonna be a great game, and maybe even a Super Bowl matchup. Yeah, so give me your predictions on the running game tonight. Because like I said, last year's.
You breaking up, D? I can't hear you.
Oh, it's podcast.
Hello?
About the line.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know
Hello?
what happened.
Yeah, it
Can you
just
hear
went
me
out.
in?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's been. It been. I was going through some technical difficulties myself. All right. What I think? Give me a Benadryl. Where you about to go? Where you about to go get the Benadryl?
Yeah, I just think we're gonna be all right. If that offensive line block for Goff like they did last week, I think we're gonna come off of that momentum.
Right. We're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna beat them tonight. I think we're gonna beat them bad. I think we're gonna get with them, Henry.
Yeah, I will. You've been talking good about your boy Jared, and I don't not like Jared, but yeah, he showed me that he is the guy. And if he have another game like that, anything similar, we gonna win.
Right. I think this is a Montgomery game. I think Montgomery gonna do his thing. I think he's gonna be the one to get off.
It don't. Hey, whoever get off, either one of them.
I think it'll be him and Laporta.
He did look good that last game. He took off. He had. Man, both of them had good games.
Yeah.
Anybody that bet on that game, they cleaned up.
Yeah.
Because everybody, the parlay on that one had to be over with. Everybody had to cover their parlay last week. Everybody.
No.
We covered their parlay. Everybody had a good game. I'm telling you.
No.
I know people won big money on that game.
I think I bet it last year.
You say what?
I ain't even put no problem.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna bet on that game for sure. What it come on at 8:30 on what, 4 or 7?
Channel 7.
On 7? Yeah, D must have got broke up real bad. 8:30 on what, 4 or 7?
Okay, I'm here, y'all. I've been having a few technical difficulties. I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back in. I'm just trying to get my camera to show. My internet is kind of going out of whack. I'm back in here, so give me 1 second. I'm getting ready to come in. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, y'all go ahead and keep it on. I'm trying to get my camera to turn on. My internet is going, it's kind of fucking up. Okay, there we go. It look like my camera is on. So give me 1 second. You should be able to see me.
You
Yeah, but
go.
no, what was y'all talking about though before I went out?
I was just saying if the offensive line dropped for Jared Goff like that, if we coming off the momentum off the game that we had last week, because the defense and the offensive was clicking on all cylinders. I just feel like the Lions gonna be coming off of that.
Yeah,
D?
man. And it's just like I was saying earlier, and I'm still trying to get my camera to cut on, man.
Okay. Come on back in, Q. D nice.
All right, all right. I'm trying to get everything back on. I can you hear me now? Big Ken? Nah, sound like you don't went out. Bruh. That's crazy. Hello.